first thing about branding that you must understand is it doesn't really matter what's really going on behind the scenes. It's how you present it 100% of the time. Most businesses that from Coca-Cola down, these businesses internally are in disarray. If you go there, they're having difficulty managing employees, managing behavior, managing finances, managing brand. But from the outside looking in, Coke and a smile. You think everything's fine because they're managing perception. They're making you believe something that may not necessarily be true. I'm not telling you to lie to people, but you have to manage perception. Everybody understand that? Okay, so let's take an example. Who is that? Y'all know who this is. Come on now. Who is this? George Zimmerman. Everybody know the George Zimmerman story? Show of hands. All right, if you don't know, wake up. Okay, so George Zimmerman, this is the George Zimmerman that was booked the night that the situation went down, right? Does he look like he's capable of committing murder? Okay. That's the George Zimmerman that went on trial. Does he look like he's capable of committing murder? It's a lot less likely, right? This is what we're dealing with, perception versus reality. Looking at him in the second image is a lot less intimidating than looking at him in the first image. That's the power of perception. Same situation, different look and feel, you respond to it totally different. Follow that? So we're going to talk about mobile compatibility, web, social media, and video. This right here is an example of an organization that we work with. We did this brand, we did the logo, we did the color scheme, we selected the photography, we helped with the writing. How many millions per year do you think this organization generates? Somebody take a guess. 5 million? 35 million? Any other guesses? 100 million? She said, no million? Why do you say no million? Okay, she said because she never heard of it. So we got 100 million over here, 35 million, 5 million, and nothing. What's the right answer? The right answer is 0 million. Why? This company hasn't launched yet. However, with the right perception, you were willing to say $100 million a year to a company that has not started. Now, what I really want you to realize is that could be your organization. I saw a lot of business owners. You could have the perception of a $100 million a year organization without a dollar in your pocket. You could be on the bus, and we would believe you make $100 million a year if you are properly presented and the perception is handled correctly. She said it without thinking. $100 million, 35. 32. You corrected yourself. 32. No, 33. She believed it. Right. Bottom line is this company has not launched, but they have the perception. They want it to be a kind of a spin-off of like the Starbucks green kind of a feel. That's how they wanted to be placed. We did it for them. So getting into social media, web, perception, marketing, the number one and ultimate question across all areas of your business when it comes to dealing with people and selling is why? When you get on the internet, why? You have a website, why? Have a Twitter page, Facebook account, why? What are you going to say? And when you say it, why did you say it? How many people think they have this question answered in all those areas? Raise your hand. How many people struggle with this question? None of you struggle with this question? Be honest. All right, we're not going to keep it real. I guess y'all managing perception. I get it. All right, so the number one reason that you want to have a Twitter presence, a web presence, a website, and all those things is cultural relevance. A lot of people think it's to make money. That's not true. Imagine if I walked in here right now. Remember that cell phone that you carry in the briefcase back in the day when cell phones first came out? It was about as big as that purse. Imagine if I had that on my hip right now. And I'm telling you, I'm a branding expert, and my phone, I pull it out. Imagine that. You wouldn't take me seriously, would you? Because it's not culturally relevant. It might work. I can make phone calls. It's probably cheaper than your phone. but it's not culturally relevant, so I lose all credibility because I am not culturally relevant. Imagine showing up to a networking event and somebody asks you for a business card and you don't have one. The culture of business is to have a business card. It doesn't mean that you're going to get the business because you had your business card, but you're in the game. Culturally relevant. It's the culture of business. Web, social media, video, it is the culture of business today. If you do not have a website, you are out of the game. If you do not have a Twitter and Facebook account that you're using correctly, you are out of the game. Don't fool yourself. If you're sitting in this room without this properly handled, you are out of the game. It's that simple. That's why you're struggling, because you're out of the game. The number 2 reason, well, before I go there, Ernst & Young. Here's the example. Ernst & Young does not talk about their business on their Twitter and Facebook account. They don't say anything about what they do or their core competencies. All they do is tweet news. Why do they have a Twitter account? 70,000 followers. Cultural relevance. Just to be in the game. And this is Ernst & Young, a billion-dollar accounting firm. You want to probably follow their advice. Just to be in the game, they tweet about what's going on in various industries. It doesn't help them make money, but it keeps them in the game. Number 2 reason, possibly, arguably, number 1 reason for all of this, profit. You want to make a profit. So if you have a Twitter and a Facebook, you're in the game, what are you doing with it? How do you make a profit? How do you turn it into a bottom line dollar for your business? We're going to talk about that. Next reason, promotion and awareness. Social media is a tool to keep people aware of what you do, stay in front of mind consistently, and if done properly, for free. This guy, Marvin Sapp, he's a client of ours. We handle his Facebook account. He has 1.4 million Facebook followers. He doesn't sell his CDs from his Facebook page, but he talks daily, posts videos. Why? Keep you aware of him. Just so you can remember that he's out there. So when it is time to sell a product, you've already been thinking about him. You've already been in tune. You're more likely to be ready to go to the store. Next, ask yourself, what do you actually sell? This should start the train of thought that I'm looking for. So, for example, this vehicle, this is the number 1 selling minivan in the United States, Chrysler Town and Country. My wife has one. I never get in it. It's my option, my choice. I don't have to ride in it. But why does she buy it? Convenience, kids, space. It has what she needs, functionality. She can haul things in it. All valid reasons. The brand, that's why. Safety and convenience are what this car sells to her. So think about it. When I'm marketing this car, I'm never going to say V6 engine, because I don't care about that. I'm going to say 5-star crash rating, because I'm not buying this car for how it looks or how fast it goes. I'm buying this car for how convenient it makes my life and how safe I feel when I drive it. I'm buying safety. So if I were to talk about this car on my social media, I would talk about the safe elements of it. I would bring up conversation about safety on the road and in travel. I would go well beyond the car into a whole different industry and world of things that relate to safety and appeal to my customer from that perspective, as opposed to saying 6 cup holders over and over and over again. Make sense? If you talk about safety, you could talk about this car for hours. If you talk about what the car offers, once you name what the car offers, you're done. Occasionally, you can say it has 6 cup holders and your husband will never get in it. So you can use it as a secret safe haven to get away from the house. No, I'm joking. But, okay, so seriously, safety. Now, what about this car? See, it freezes up again. This is my car. This is what I drive. I'm joking. This is what I drive, and that's why I drive it. And I'm not ashamed of that. I bought this car for one reason, and it's sitting above it right now. Status. Why? Why would I buy that car for status? Here's why. Because if I'm going to ask you for $100,000, you don't want to be the first person to do that. So I need to convince you, somebody else. With me? I get you out here. I got you. I need to be convinced. You need to be convinced that someone else has worked with me in the past. My presentation to you, my perception that I create for you needs to be that this guy has done this before and he's successful at it, so I feel a little bit better at trusting him. Plus, it has V8 engine and no cup holder.